I Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teach His word in our true faith and sincerity. And yeah, today, I just want to tie this lesson. He that hateth the light, which is the so-called white man, that's the kryptonite of this devil. It's truth, light, real information, because his kingdom is not built off truth. And matter of fact, let's start off with this in the book of Nahum real quick. Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey depart not. And that's what this place was built off of lies and robbery, man. So this man, that's one of his strong suits. We already know that he was blessed with the sword, but also deception is a key to his kingdom, man. That's why the first thing this nigga did when he came into power was lie, deceive the whole planet Earth. Let's get that real quick. Because that's Cain in the spirit. See, he can't be revealed. That's he always got to dwell in the shadow, the shroud of secrecy. You got to look and see that this man, out of all these kingdoms that reigned before this beast system, it was known who was ruling the planet Earth. It was known who was calling the shots and passing these laws and these legislations back then. But why now you don't know who's ruling the world? The planet Earth is on the one vibration of wickedness. It ain't like you go into the do like Elon or Moab, and they just all of a sudden said the 3-piece suit look cool. I'm gonna put that. No, man, it's because the so-called white man and his influence and his power over the planet Earth. So it's this man that's ruling. But it's under the shroud of secrecy. Even though you can so-called vote whoever you want to vote in, so to speak, which that ain't. That's an illusion. But it's somebody behind the scenes calling the shots, man, which is these bankers. So get this in the book of Revelations 20 and verse 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. See, the adversary, so-called white man, he was going to be loosed out of his prison, meaning what? It was going to be a time that he was going to come up out of obscurity. It was going to be his turn to rule once again, man. And let's see what the first thing this man did. It said, and shall go out to deceive the nations, which are in the 4 quarters of the earth. See? So they're just going back, like to touch on Moab and Elon. They are being deceived, man. Is what the whole planet Earth is covered under the shadow of darkness, man. Of misinformation, disinformation. You got these Hamites calling themselves Africans. That's part of this man going out and deceiving the nations, man. His philosophies and all these things. All that's under the come under the banner of deception. Because that same spirit of Cain, that's that same spirit. Which what was the main goal of this man? Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. So he had to lie. That's what a criminal do. Because just one inkling of truth will lead you back to this nigga being the corporate, man. That's why when you deal with pollution and all these things, this man say mankind. But who came up with plastic? Who came up with the term nuclear waste? When did trash islands come about? Under the rule of the so-called white man. But through deception and this nigga lying, the blame is on everybody now. It's man, instead of Edom. So this is Genesis 4. And Genesis 4 and verse, I started 13. It says, and Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Yeah. So this man got a judgment waiting on him, man. Oh, it tells you blood is going to pursue thee, because a criminal is always on the move, man. A criminal don't get settled. He's always on the move. And that's what you have seen with the so-called white man. You know, he's always on. He's not in Mount Seir no more. No. He didn't even keep his own his identity. He changing names. You know, you ever went to a somebody that's on the run? They got like 5 or 6 IDs, and that's why you got Germans, you got Swedish, you got Russians, you know, English, the American Edom, but they all Edomites. They all Edomites, man. You know, but this man is trying to run from that judgment. That's why everything is under the shroud of secrecy. That's why all these people are in the dark about certain things, man. Because that would damage his kingdom, you know. Because it was, we just read in Nahum, it's full of lies and robbery. That's the foundation of it, you know. It says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. See? So this man is on the run. So in doing that, you're going to lie. You ain't going to tell everybody who you is. You know? You ain't going to tell the truth about certain things. You know? You're gonna lie to them, man. But it said, everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And that's why this light is now... the light has been shed, this light has set upon the planet Earth, man. You know, things are now being revealed. And this man don't like that. He don't like truth. Out of all this time, you know, you've been told that you was an African. He was white. That's a Chinese. Or these things that this man present as, you know, your rights, you know, all those things is help to keep him in the, you know, keep you from not knowing who he is, that he is the devil, you know. But since light is on the planet Earth now, you know, he can't do nothing but to be revealed, man. Because light, matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Truth, which that's this man kryptonite. This was the tool that was going to be used to overthrow this man, the devil, which is the deceiver. So meaning, what's the only thing that can beat the deceiver? Truth, you know. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 1 and verse 7. It says, for the spirit of the Lord filleth the world, which is this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding. It filleth the world, man. Because now, since this affirmation has been put on the World Wide Web, there's no shadows now. It's not somewhere you can creep and hide, and light has been shed upon everything now, man. You know who this man is, his deeds, why the earth is in the condition it is. These, you know, it tells that the Lord's going to uncover that veil that was spread over the nations. Now we know who the Moabites, those Hamites, Ishmaelites, and it's, you know, who we are as the Israelites, and our arch enemy, the Edomites, man. That's what happens when the spirit of the Lord filleth the world, man. Matter of fact, let's get some real quick in the book of Habakkuk. Bear with me. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 14. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. See, it's filled. So meaning it's going to get to a point of time, it's going to reach the ears of everyone, one way, form, or fashion. You know, it says, as the waters cover the sea. See, the waters is the word, and the sea are the people. So this word is going to reach the ears of everyone, one way, form, or fashion. The light has covered the planet Earth, man. This information, the true light, because it's different forms of light, but it'll be distorted. Like you might have a red light bulb, you know, in your room, or LED light, whatever the case may be. You turn it to a different color, things will be distorted. You know, you can see to a certain extent, but it's distorted, man. But that true light, that white light, you see everything as clear as day, man. You know, and that's what you see now. This light, the true light, is revealing for everything for what it is, especially the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know, it says, I'll read it again, Wisdom of Solomon 1:7. It says, for the spirit of the Lord filleth the world. I mean, this understanding, this knowledge, and that which containeth all things, have knowledge of the voice. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. See, because it's gonna get to the point the corporate will be identified, man. It's gonna get to the point when truth comes on the planet Earth. You know that the one that been speaking unrighteous things, the one that have been, you know, lying, he's gonna be revealed. It said he cannot be hid, and that lets you know that's talking about the so-called white man, because that's one that's part of his defense, so to speak. You know, that's part of his defense. That's part of him maintaining, you know, his rulership is through deception, through lies, you know, making you, you know, bind on everything that he puts forth. But it said, when the spirit of the Lord filleth the world, the man that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. It says, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him. For inquisition shall be made unto the counsels of the ungodly. See, and you seeing that now, the inquisition, the intense, prolonged, you know what I mean, drawn out investigation. Pretty much dotting every I and crossing every T, going back to the source of the problem, man, which is the so-called white man. You know, you ask this man, what was he in 70 AD? Or why is there a term called beaching? Or like I said, nuclear waste, pollution. Who defiled the water? Who defiled the air, the foods? It all go back to the so-called white man, you know, because that light, you know, that's, you know, you watch these movies, you get that light bulb beaming upon you, man, because the light is on you, man, you know, and he hate that. This, you know, Esau, the so-called white man, he's a nocturnal animal. You know, he do well in the dark, but when the light come forth, you know, he don't know how to act. He begins to start reaching. He gets angry, you know, all flustered. You know, when light has been shed on this man and his deeds. Matter of fact, continue on. It says, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord. See, because we cry to Yahweh Shema Shai for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. See, all of what this man have done to us, what he's doing to the planet Earth. You know, how he's attacking the children with certain things. You know, the sound of our words is coming to the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. And how has he been manifest? By the light. Let's get there in the book of Ephesians. Ephesians 5 and verse 11. It says, bear with me. Yeah, I just get to the point. Ephesians 5 and 11. It says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. See, so meaning what? Don't join yourself unto the so-called white man. Because it said the unfruitful works of darkness is really death. When something is unfruitful, it's death, man. You know, because everything that this man do is not profitable. You know, from the different acts, those abominable acts that he say is your right, you know, all the way down to him making a Red Lobster a nationwide thing. You know, that's a well-known restaurant. And you think you're doing something, you go to Red Lobster. You know, to the laws and the legislation that he bring forth is death. It's unfruitful. You know, so it says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. See, and that's what you're saying now. This man is being reproved. Matter of fact, let me get that word reprove in the blue letter, because that's what light do. Light is a reprover. You know. Let's see, bear with me. But this man is that unfruitful, meaning it's death. Everything this man puts forth is death, man. So what else can you do to tell the man he's off? So this that word reprove, Strong's G 1651. In that word reprove, it says to convict. To confute, it says generally with the suggestion of shame, the person convicted. It says by conviction to bring to the light, to expose. See, so that's what we're doing. We're exposing this man, and that was damaging him. You know, that's damaging to this man. That was the tool that was going to be used to overthrow him, because he's the sword. So you can't take the sword out with the sword. You know, it was going to be the Lord that was going to do that. You know, but this that other form to overthrow this man by the way of bringing him to the light, exposing him. You know, for his wicked deeds. He's the one where these certain trends of the alphabet people, of the bundles of sticks, that's the norm now. Who that go back to? Who signed off on that? Who the one that's overseeing the planet Earth? Who overseeing the planet Earth? So-called white man. So he the one that dictates the vibration, the things that play out. He the one that passes these laws and these legislations that give the okay for, these abominations to continue, man. And as well as a other plethora of other things that ain't even came out yet. We just only know the half of what this nigga do, man. But the half that we do know, we bringing it to the light. Or even, the Spirit of the Lord have these whistleblowers. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick, because that's part of that's the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of truth coming upon the planet Earth. Because the things we say about how abominable this man is, it's actually people, eyewitnesses, people that actually been in the midst of these secret meetings and witness these certain acts to actually back up, what the scriptures say. It's common knowledge about the so-called Illuminati and those sacrifices that they do. And you got actually people that was in that council, people that was a part of that, or seen it, or somebody told them, because these things that this man do, you can't make it up. It ain't like you can come up and make up, the weakness that this man do, man. You thought the worst thing in the world, that you heard was a man being pregnant. And this nigga actually took it a step further. They let you know he was created to be the wicked. Because it tells you that in the garden we was naked, because we was naive to wickedness. We know what wickedness was until the devil introduced that. But now we exposed this is the nigga that's the source of the wickedness. So let's get this real quick. This is Psalm 64 and verse Psalm 64 and verse 8. It says, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. See? So this man, when he's been exposed, the information that's being brought upon him, you further get remove yourself from this man by the way of the information that comes out. And that's why it even spills over to just the regular American. They're not even, continuing to conform to this system because of the information that comes out. These people been lied to for centuries, man. Now all this truth have been coming out. These people are fleeing away. But it said their own tongue gonna fall upon themselves. So you got people in these secret cabals, that have been part of these, even the CIA and the FBI, those whistleblowers, which that means what, matter of fact, let's see what that word whistleblower means. All these are the tool, that was going to be used to overthrow this man. Bear with me. Let's see if I can find it. Just the regular definition of that word whistleblower. Whistleblower says a person who informs on a person or organization engaged in illicit activity. So pretty much meaning what, to bring to light. That's all it is, to bring to light. So let's go back to Ephesians, the 5th chapter. In verse 11, it says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. See? So bring it to light. Bring it to light. Expose this man that he is the devil himself. That he is the wicked. It says, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. See? And that's why you got the and you blush at the things that this man, you just, like I said, just going back, we was naked in the garden because we were naive to wickedness. Found out this man got a thing for gerbils. That's some shit you shouldn't have know about, man. How can you come up with something like that? And that lets you know it had to be real, because you can't. You come up with the worst thing in the world, just like I said, a man being pregnant. You thought that was the worst thing ever, man. Then somehow gerbils got into the picture. So, like I said, it's even a shame to speak of the things which are done to them in secret, and that's just scratching the surface, man. What this man do? It says, but all things that are approved are manifest by the light. See? For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. See? And that's what this man hate. He hate the light, truth, being exposed. Because that's like I said, that's damaging to him. Like I said, the first thing this man did, tells you in Revelation 20 chapter, the first thing this nigga did when he got back into power was lie. Deceive the nations, cover the planet Earth in darkness. But now, since light has set upon the planet Earth, he ain't got nowhere to hide now. Light is coming in you. Light, once it cuts on, it spreads everywhere, man. And it's just not one light that's on. The light is throughout the planet Earth, so there's nowhere else to hide. Because you could have a light on one part of the room, and it's still gonna be shadows on certain parts because the light is just on one aspect of the room. But you got the prophets throughout the planet Earth, so light is radiating everywhere, man. So this nigga can't hide nowhere, man. He's been exposed on all levels for everything he do, and he hate that. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of St. Matthew 3. I mean, it's like St. John 3. And verse St. John 3 and verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. See? So this man, started with the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and it spread, triggered down to just the regular American and the people that's subscribed to this system, throughout the world. They pretty much, they love darkness rather than light. They love being in the dark. They love being misinformed because they keep them, sleep. They keep them calm down. They keep them at ease being in the dark, because the light, you ain't got no choice but to be aware now of your surroundings. You got no choice but to be aware. So they love darkness rather than light. It says, because their deeds were evil. See? So like I said, they don't like to be reproved. They don't like to be exposed and told that they're off. Especially so-called white man tells you that we're not for his turn. We're clean contrary to his doing. He's been exposed, and told that he's off, man. That he's deaf himself, in the ways that he presents death. And we condemning those things. That we condemn, ain't like we just saying, we condemning it as well, man. It says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light. See, he hates truth, man. This man hates truth. The so-called white man hates truth, man. And that's why you have YouTube guidelines. You got certain algorithms that you can't say. That's why it's a thing called conspiracy theory. Because they want you to just throw it away, man. And they just want, when you hear that word conspiracy theory, you just throw it away. Because the first thing you think about is reptilians and not knowing is some truth dealing with those certain conspiracy theories. Because some of those things you can't make up, man. You actually had to be there. You actually had to see these things. Somebody actually had told you that experience those things that these people do, man. But overall, this man, he hates truth, and that what we just read in Genesis the 4th chapter, that pretty much Cain, his main goal was to stay hidden, to keep people in the dark about who he was. Because the result was that everyone that find him, they're gonna slay him, man. And we doing it in the spirit, cutting them with the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So he hate this light. He hate truth. It says, for everyone that doeth evil, which is so-called, he's the forerunner of that. Hate of the light, that his deeds may be manifest. Hold on. It says, for everyone that doeth evil, hate of the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. See, lest he should be exposed as the devil that the Bible speaks of. But guess what? He ain't coming to the light coming to him at the end of the day, because light is it spreads, man. It's just not reserved to an area. Once the light cut on, it spreads, man. And that light is throughout the planet Earth, so there's nowhere to hide. This man is being exposed. He's being found out to be the source of the wickedness. He's found out to be the reason why it's plastic bottles and shit. That there's chemtrails in the air. Like I said, beach and trash islands. It's the so-called white man's the reason behind it. That transdemic, he's the source behind it. And all the other abominations that's the so-called norm here. The so-called white man is the source behind it. Because the light has been shown. It has identified who this man was. The spirit of exposure. So this is Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Who else did that? Who else was in that same spirit of being under the in the shadow of secrecy? Cain was that. This is the same spirit. Esau, that's the same people, man. But it says this is part of the destruction of Esau, the so-called white man. This is part of his him being destructured. The Lord, it tells you the Lord is going to take away his wisdom, and also the Lord is going to actually expose this man for who he is. Like I said earlier, in this time, out of all these kingdoms as before, why now you don't know who's ruling the planet Earth? You don't know who's calling the shots. At least back then, it told you. Would you read Daniel the 3rd chapter? Nebuchadnezzar, he made it known that if you don't bow down to this image, I'm gonna set up where you get thrown in the furnace. You knew he was ruling. You knew he was ruling, man. Cause you knew he was calling the shots. But not in this time, you can vote whoever you want to vote in, and you will leave it at that. You gotta wait 4 years, your 4-year run, then you can vote whoever else you deem fit or whatever the case may be. Not knowing is a secret cabal, that's ruling, behind the scenes, man. These bankers, these Amalekites, the chief house of Edom, starting with these bankers, these elites, they're the ones that's pulling the strings. They're the ones that's calling the shots. But now we're in a time where the Lord is actually exposing this man. Let's read it again. It says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. See? Dealing with these secret means now we know what this man be talking about. Dealing with these summit meetings and the Bilderberg meetings and all these things. What goes on in Bohemian Grove. That secret place is being revealed now. His agenda is now being exposed. It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. See? Because, this man, he tried to take the name of Israel out of the earth, but he also tried to take that name of Edom as well. He didn't want, you go online, and you type of Esau, pretty much they're going to tell you that was Judah's uncle, Jacob's hairy brother. And that's as far as they're going to take it. And if you try to go more in depth, they're going to say he was done away with, leave it alone. Pretty much roundabout what he's saying, just pretty much summarize what you do, what they give you when you type of Esau. But through the Spirit, the Lord is doing it. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it again. It says, but I have made Esau bare. See, how about Hashem, I was shot, man. By the way of the Spirit of truth, the Spirit of the Lord filling the world, man. Like I said, by the way, these whistleblowers coming forth, you got the prophets, you got certain things coming out and exposing the man for what he is. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. See, his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. See, and it's going to be in this time where this man is going to be spoiled. Out of all this time, out of all these centuries, this man was able to run circles around the planet Earth. He was able to get to a certain, he was. Bear with me, okay. He hate truth, man. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he hate the light, man. He hate being exposed because that's the kryptonite. That's the kryptonite to this man. It's truth, So, matter of fact, we can just wrap it up on this, and that's this is what's gonna spark him to ultimately just come down with great wrath. They're just like, somebody take the witness stand, and the witness got key information on you to lock you up forever, to give you the death penalty and all that. Now it's gonna be up to you to kill this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because of the information. So that's what this man is gonna do because of the information we have. It tells you that in Revelation the 12th chapter. That this devil's going to make war with the remnant of the seed, the ones that keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh. So because of the information that we have, this truth, this light, that's what's going to spark him to come down with great wrath, So this is Job 5, and I start at verse 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. See? So the Lord is disappointing this man in his plans and his thoughts by the way of the internet. By the way, this information coming forth, the light you know, spreading throughout the planet Earth. You know, now he cannot perform. You know, he cannot crown his enterprise success because it's these certain parts of his agenda. You got to actually believe a lie. You got to believe that the chip is going to be beneficial for you. You know, you got to believe that that jab is going to be beneficial. You got to actually bite on it because he's going to do it through deception. But by the way of this truth coming forth, is going to be hard for this man to perform that enterprise. It's going to be hard for this man to accomplish this new world order because of the truth. You know, it says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. See, just like I said, going back to the internet because this man used it. Internet is this old technology. You know, this man used it for military purposes. You know, that's he used it as the form of the sword. But you know, he had this devil had the internet to keep people dumb. You know, you can watch all types of bullshit. You can watch flicks and all this shit on here. You know, but the internet was really made for this truth to come forth, for this man to be exposed on the World Wide Web. See, he's been reproved throughout before the planet Earth. You know. So the Lord is taking the wise in his own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. Why? It's being carried headlong. You know, he's rushing it because truth is on. Well, I say he got a short time. Because eventually everybody will start believing what we're saying. Because you're going to see it. You know? So this man now, that's why you got Operation Warp Speed, and was that still in play? These certain things that this man is trying to do to try to go ahead and get this thing going, man. Because this word, this light is shining, man. You know? It says they meet with darkness in the daytime. See? So all these things this man was doing in secret, his agenda, those meetings, it was a point where it was in the dark. You didn't really know what this man was going on. You thought it was just dealing with the affairs of the world, how things can get better. You know, dealing with the G7, the summit meeting, they was talking about so-called climate change and bullshit like that. But what they really talking about with the scriptures is, making it known that this man, he's trying to accomplish this new world order. He's trying to, create that totalitarianism society. He's trying to chip everyone. That depopulation agenda, all that's now being brought forth into the light. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grow in the noonday as in the night. See, and it lets you know that this man's a nocturnal animal. He don't do well when the light comes out. Now he's reaching. If you got a bright light, now you got to reach now. And that's what you see this man doing. That's why when you see certain false flags or texts, you got all these shootings all of a sudden. You got certain things that take place and you look and like, damn, you getting a little sloppy, man. Because now the light is on, man. He don't do well when light is on. He do better when the light is off. So when the light is on, he reaching now. And that's what you're seeing a so-called white man do. He come out with something you like that don't sound right. It says, but he saved the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. See, so this man being exposed is going to lead to him being full of wrath and coming upon the ones that got the information. But what the scripture says, but he saved the poor from the sword, and from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. See, so the Lord is going to deliver us from this man. That's when that standard is going to be lifted. But as you can see, the reason why this man came down upon us was because of the information, because of the light, which that's what he hated the light, So he's going to try his best to try to cut the lights off, to keep people in the dark. But the cat is out the bag, This, the so-called white man is the Edomites, the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. and eventually he's about to be overthrown violently, man. You know, but that's pretty much it. I just hope to edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham HaKodash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I like to say Shalom to the elect that teach the word in all true faith, sincerity, DTA, on Bible Ball. Soon, very soon, tonight, shit, today, man, 10 minutes from now.